Hello everybody and welcome to your next Allegro 5 tutorial. So in this tutorial we're going to be learning about sprite transparency. So in the last tutorial we loaded in our maps, our sprites and stuff like that, but as you noticed that I had the background color in there because they were in the JPEG format. And the problem with JPG or bitmaps or like BMPs or anything like that is that they don't have an alpha channel, which means that they cannot be transparent. So for Allegro 4 users and stuff, the default color for a color mask or for alpha channel or in those type of file formats would be the color magenta, which is 255 red, 0 green, and 255 blue in the RGB color scale. But with Allegro 5, they allow you to specify which type of color you want to mask or which color you want to add an alpha channel to. So, just let me erase kind of the stuff from the last tutorial. But what we're gonna do is that I created an image right here, and as you can see, it's just a black box and with a little blue box inside. And the black box is what I'm gonna be making transparent. So I'm gonna turn that. When we draw it to our screen, we're not gonna see the black box around it. We're only gonna see the blue box inside of it. Okay, so if we get to our code, once we get to our loading, and what we do is I'm loading in an image, and my image is called test.bmp. And the function that we're focusing on now is al underscore convert underscore color. I mean underscore mask underscore to underscore alpha. We put in the image we want to mask, and then we put in the color that we want to mask. So we put in the color that we just don't want to see. Okay. So in this case, I'm putting the image in there, and I'm setting the color mask equal to 000 for black. Okay, so and therefore we're not going to be able to see black. Everything in the code should be relative. You should really understand. And the draw command, I just draw it regularly, so I draw the image. And once I draw the image, you shouldn't see the black background. And I set clear to color to white, so just so you could see that it's just not blending in with the background, so you can actually see that we're not actually seeing the black background of the image. So that's how you handle transparency with your sprites. So one last thing I want to leave with you before this tutorial is done is that notice like one thing just to pay attention to is that since when we crop this image out here right here, remember that the whole image is like the origin position is still at the top left of the image. So even though we still can't see the black area, it's kind of as though like we're calculating the area of this, right? So this would represent x and y, and this corner would represent x2 and y2. Even though we're only seeing this part of the image, it's drawing it like the whole image, but it's masking this color so we can't see it. So this is relatively important when we get into collision, and I'll expand more about it when we get in collision. But in scenarios like this, most likely you want to use pixel collision rather than bounding box collision. And lastly, most of the time you're going to want to use a PNG image. If you want to have transparency in your images, then I highly recommend that you just use a PNG image with transparency. The reason being is that sometimes you want more than one color to be transparent, and you could probably do that with Allegro 5 as well. But the problem is that say you have like 3 different transparent colors in your image, right? But you don't want them to clash with other images, and you don't want it to erase certain images because the color mask, you could run into some problems. So if you really want transparency in your images, then I highly recommend use PNG, so you can set exactly what you want transparent and what you don't want to be transparent, and what you see is what you get in your program. So anyways, this is it for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and bye.